We all love enjoying a good meal, right? But I think it's easy to forget about all the work and the challenges that farmers face to get that food to our tables.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're dealing with like crazy weather, unpredictable pests, just trying to get the most out of their land. It's a tough job for sure.
And that's kind of what we're going to be looking at today, like how artificial intelligence is being used to help farmers, deal with all that.
Yeah. AI is getting so much attention these days, right?
Yeah,
I mean, and it's easy to think about robots taking over farms, but that's not what we're talking about here. This is about using AI in a very real and practical way to help farmers today.
exactly. And specifically, we're going to be looking at a really cool project happening in Nimbin, Maharashtra, India.
Yeah, we've got some awesome firsthand reporting from Nimbin about how AI is already making a real difference for farmers there. It's pretty exciting stuff.
So basically, with this deep dive, we're going to cut through all the hype around AI and see how it's actually being used on the ground, how it's helping farmers like right now.
Yeah, we want to understand how this cutting edge technology is moving from the labs, the research labs into the fields and making a tangible difference.
Okay, before we get into all that, though, a quick word from our sponsor. This deep dive is brought to you by Stonefly.com, a solution company in data management. Stonefly has proudly served customers for over 2 decades. For your data management needs, visit www.stonefly or contact sales at stonefly.com. Stonefly is a pioneer in SANAS S3 object storage backup and disaster recovery, cloud AI, and advanced security technology featuring advanced AI integration and a cyber-resilient architecture. So to really get a sense of what we're talking about, let's meet a farmer who's actually using this AI technology.
Okay, so let's head over to Nimba and meet Suresh Jagtap.
Shresh Jagtap.
He's a 65-year-old farmer, and his family has been farming this land in Nimba for generations.
Wow.
So you can imagine the depth of knowledge she has, the connection to the land. But now he's facing some really tough challenges because of climate change.
Yeah, and it's not just him, right? Like,
Yeah.
there are so many small farmers in India who are facing the same problems.
Right. It's a huge issue. I mean, India is the world's biggest producer of sugarcane, and a lot of those farms are in Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh.
Oh, wow.
And for these farmers, the stakes are incredibly high. They're dealing with unpredictable weather-changing pest patterns, and it can lead to failed harvests, crushing debt.
Yeah, I've even heard of farmers in India taking their own lives because of the pressure and the desperation.
It's a heartbreaking reality.
It really is.
But there's hope. The Agricultural Development Trust, or ADT, of Baramati is doing some amazing work to support farmers like Jagtap.
The ADT.
Yeah, they've been around since the 1970s, and they've always been focused on helping farmers adopt modern agricultural practices.
I mean, so what kind of things are they doing?
Well, they were early proponents of drip irrigation, for example,
Oh, okay.
which helps conserve water, a really precious resource. They've also been promoting soil-less farming, advanced grafting techniques, and even artificial insemination to improve livestock.
Wow, that's quite a range.
Yeah, they're really comprehensive in their approach.
So it sounds like they're really forward thinking.
Absolutely. And they're not just working in a vacuum. They collaborate with institutions all over the world, and they have a huge outreach network that reaches something like 1.6 million local farmers.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and they also organize this massive annual farmers festival called Krushik.
Krushik.
Yeah, it attracts over 200,000 farmers every year. They come to learn about new technologies, share their knowledge, and see the latest advancements in agriculture.
So it's kind of like a showcase for the future of farming.
Exactly. And it was at this very festival in January of 2024 that ADT Baramati unveiled something truly groundbreaking. Their Farm of the Future project.
Farm of the future, huh? Sounds futuristic.
It is. They were showcasing crops like sugarcane, tomatoes, and okra, all grown using artificial intelligence.
Okay, so they weren't just talking about it, they were actually showing it in action.
Right. It was a real-life demonstration of how AI can be applied to farming and how it can make a real difference.
So when we talk about AI on a farm like Jagtap's, what exactly are we talking about?
Well, think of it as a network of intelligent sensors that are constantly monitoring the environment and the crops.
Okay.
So Jagtap's farm now has a high-tech weather station that goes way beyond just telling you the temperature.
Okay, so what kind of things is it measuring?
Well, it's measuring wind speed, solar radiation, humidity levels. And then beneath the soil, there are sensors monitoring the moisture levels, the pH, the electrical conductivity, and the levels of key nutrients like potassium and nitrogen.
So basically, it's like giving the farm a full-body checkup 24/7.
Exactly. And all that data is being collected and analyzed to help JagTap make smarter decisions about how to manage his crops.
I see. So what happens to all that data once it's collected?
Okay, so all this data from the weather station, the soil sensors, it's all combined with satellite and drone imagery to get a complete picture of the farm's health and growth.
Okay, so it's not just data from the ground, it's also from the sky.
Exactly. And then they add in historical data from past growing seasons to provide even more context. So the AI is learning from past experiences to make better predictions for the future.
So it's like a learning system.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving and getting smarter. And all this analysis is then used to generate really specific alerts and recommendations for JagTap.
So what kind of alerts are we talking about?
It could be anything from water your north field today to apply fertilizer in this specific section of your west plot to scout for pests near your tomato plants. And the app even uses satellite maps to pinpoint the exact location where action is needed.
So it's super specific guidance, it's not just general advice.
Exactly. It's like having a personalized agricultural consultant in your pocket. And for a crop like sugarcane, the goal is to maximize the amount of sucrose at harvest time.
Right, because that's what determines how much the farmer earns.
Exactly. And JagTap has been piloting this AI guidance on a 1-acre test plot for the past 6 months.
Okay, and how are things looking so far?
Well, the full harvest is still a few months away, but the early signs are very promising. JagTap's reporting that the plants are growing much better, the leaves are greener, the height is more uniform. He and his family are so impressed that they're following the AI's recommendations religiously.
So they're really bought into it.
Absolutely. And the results from the Farm of the Future test plot are even more impressive.
Oh yeah, what do they find?
They found that the sugarcane stalks were 30 to 40% heavier, and the sucrose content was up by 20%.
Wow, that's huge.
Right. And they achieved this while using less water and less fertilizer. Plus, the growing cycle was shortened from 18 months to just 12 months.
So it's more efficient and more productive.
Exactly. And Dr. Yogesh Fatake, the project's microbiologist, explained that the AI's ability to analyze all those different factors, the water levels, the weather, the nutrients, the soil pH, that's what's driving these incredible results.
That makes sense.
And the farmers are blown away by these results. They had around 20,000 farmers sign up after seeing the initial successes, and they've already started the first large-scale trial with 1,000 farmers focused on sugarcane.
So this is really gaining traction.
It is. As Pratap Pawar from ADT Baramati said, seeing is believing, and these results are definitely making believers out of a lot of farmers.
So let's get a little more technical here. What's the technology behind all this?
Well, it all starts with a really powerful data platform from Microsoft called Azure Data Manager for Agriculture.
Azure Data Manager for Agriculture.
Yeah, you might have heard of it as FarmBeats before. It's basically the brain of the operation. It pulls in all the data from the sensors, the satellites, the drones, and then it uses Microsoft Research's open source project, FarmVibes.ai, to analyze all that information.
Okay.
FarmVibes.ai combines all that data with historical crop data to generate insights about things like irrigation needs, pest detection, and treatment recommendations.
Yeah, I see.
But the really cool part is how they're using generative AI to make all this complex information understandable for farmers.
Okay, so how does that work?
They're using them. It really does. And speaking of data-driven insights, let's hear from our sponsor, Stonefly.com. As a leading solution company in data management for over 2 decades, Stonefly knows the power of data.
They've been doing this for a while.
They offer cutting-edge solutions like Stonefly DR365V, featuring patented immutable storage air-gapped backup and disaster recovery appliances.
Wow, that sounds pretty comprehensive.
It is. They're all about robust and cyber-resilient data management. To learn more, you can visit www.stonefly or email sales@stonefly.com. Stonefly is a pioneer in SANA's S3 object storage backup and disaster recovery cloud AI and advanced security technology with a particular focus on object lockdown technology for ransomware defense.
And they also have a pretty amazing offer this month.
They do. Stonefly.com is currently offering a fantastic deal. A high-performance, fully redundant appliance with 70 TB of storage expandable up to 4 PB. This includes air-gapped and immutable protection for leading backup and DR solutions like Veeam Rubrik Commvault and Site Recovery, all bundled with their advanced object lockdown technology for ransomware protection for just $7,995. Contact sales at stonefly.com for details.
That's a great deal.
It is.
Stonefly's been serving enterprise customers across a variety of sectors for over 20 years, from finance and healthcare to government and education. They really understand the importance of advanced AI integration and cyber-resilient architecture. Their object lockdown technology is a real game changer when it comes to ransomware defense.
It is.
They're real leaders in the field of data management.
So to sum up, what we've seen in Nimba is the incredible potential of AI to empower small farmers. It's giving them access to precise, actionable insights that are leading to increased yields, more efficient resource use, and greater resilience in the face of climate change.
Yeah, and the farmers themselves are seeing the results firsthand.
Right, and that's what's driving the adoption of this technology. The seeing is believing philosophy is really at play here.
And it makes you wonder what other areas could benefit from this kind of data-driven decision-making, right? I mean, if it can revolutionize agriculture, what about other fields that are facing similar challenges?
That's a great question.
It really is. Food for thought.
This deep dive was sponsored by Stonefly.com, your trusted solution company in data management for over 2 decades. Remember Stonefly for their pioneering solutions in SANS S3 object storage backup and disaster recovery cloud AI and advanced security technology. For more information on Stonefly's innovative data management solutions, including their advanced AI integration and cyber-resilient architecture, visit www.stonefly or reach out to sales at stonefly.com.
And that's our show for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.